I'm going to start with the music first, and we can do some talking later. Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna give it back to you. By now you probably somehow realize what you're not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead the way are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be the one who saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never give it back to you. I'm sure you heard it all before, but you never really had a clue. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead the way are winding, and all the lights that lead the way are blinding. And there are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be the one who saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Because maybe you're gonna be the one who saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Thank you. Performing music in front of a live audience is a nerve-wracking experience for me, second only to public speaking. But at the same time, it's incredibly rewarding to me because I feel that I can get a sense of how the audience responds to choices that I may make harmonically, notes that I might choose to hit or not to hit, and alter those decisions accordingly. And as a result, we establish a sort of musical dialogue between me and all of you. I suspect the reason why that is the fact that music is an innate part of who we are as humans. And I know that's a very nebulous statement to make, but I'd like to try to qualify that with a short example. Children from a very young age, even ones who have very little exposure to music, often are found singing almost identical, if not identical, songs. For example, this short teasing tune. Na 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 na. I'm sure many of you in the audience have sung or perhaps screamed this at your younger siblings at some point in your life. But the incredible thing is that this tune is not something that's native to St. Louis or the Midwest or even America, but rather it's sung by children all over the world, irrespective of culture or political boundaries or ethnicity. And this universality of music goes to demonstrate how the ability to assimilate music comes to us at a very, very young age. And as a result, we come to develop a very sophisticated understanding of how music ought to go. Scholars call this expectation of music the cultural ear. And what's so exciting to me as a musician is to be able to play with those expectations, to choose to conform to them or defy them on the basis of musical meaning. And I think a song that greatly emphasizes this idea is one I'd like to play for you now. This tune was written in 1966 by C. Carson Parks, most famously recorded by Frank Sinatra and his daughter Nancy. The tune is about a narrator who is a hopeless romantic, and he has a very difficult time communicating to his would-be lover exactly how his feelings for her. And I remember very vividly listening to the song in my car not too long ago and thinking to myself, it's incredible that C. Carson Parks was able to write a song about me 30 years before I was born. But I would encourage you to listen to this song and try to notice how the harmonic choices that the arranger has made affects the lyricism and vice versa. I know I stand in line until you think you have the time to spend an evening with me. And if we go someplace to dance, I know that there's a chance you won't be leaving with me. Then afterwards we drop into a quiet little place and have a drink or two. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I can see it in your eyes, you still despise the same old lies you heard the night before. And though it's just a lie to you, for me it's true, it never felt so right before. I practice every day to find the clever words to say to make the meaning come true. But then I think I'll wait until the evening gets late and I'm alone with you. The time is right, your perfume fills my head, the stars get red and all the night's so blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. The time is right, your perfume fills my head, the stars get red, and all the night's so blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. What's so fascinating about that tune to me is the fact that it does everything we expect music to do. if you had to write an essay to an alien race entitled, "How Does Human Music Go?" you could very well write an analysis of this song and very well cover most of at least Western popular music for the last 200 years. However, the composer chooses in very select places to alter our expectations. And it is in those places, I argue, that the greatest musical meaning is formed. I'd like to give you an example from that previous tune. The last ending vamp over the words, "I love you," the composer gives us this chord, the major suspension. And in theory, this often resolves to its triadic roots, which sounds like this. And so what we'd expect for the end of this tune is for the narrator to say, "I love you." But instead, what the composer chooses is, "I love you," which is a very different kind of "I love you." A little tangible, but difficult to describe in words. I'll play it for you again. First, the expectation. "I love you." To me, that sort of seems like a very confident, direct, look you in the eyes, "I love you," with this great ingenuity, and you roll the credits and it says Executive Director Walt Disney kind of ending. But that's not what the composer chooses. The composer chooses, "I love you." And you can almost see in your mind's eye the narrator saying these words as they come out of his mouth, and him cringing to his own words as he says, "I love you." Oh, that was a bad idea. I shouldn't have said that. It's going to be so awkward from now on. And that's what's so incredible to me about music, is the fact that this subtle difference can only be explained by this medium of music. I mean, if you looked at the words "I love you" without context on a piece of paper, you would never be able to know whether it was this "I love you" or this "I love you." And with that in mind, I'd like to play for you now the final set of the evening for me. I'm sure many of you have heard this tune in the past, but I hope I can perform it for you tonight in a way that you've never heard it before. Thank you so much for your attention. Dum 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 dum, 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 dum 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 dum. It's close to midnight, and something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes that sound before you make it. You start to breathe. That terror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed, 'cause this is Thriller night, and no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. You know it's Thriller night. You're fighting for your life inside a killer thriller tonight. You feel the cold hand, realize there's nowhere left to run. You hear the door slam, wonder if you'll ever see the shine. You close your eyes and hope that this is just imagination. But all the while, you hear the creature creeping up behind. You're out of time, 'cause this is Thriller, Thriller night. And no one's gonna save you from the beast with 40 eyes, girl. Thriller, Thriller night. You're fighting for your life inside a killer thriller tonight. Night creatures crawl and the dead start to walk in the masquerade. There's no escaping the jaws of the alien this time. This is the end of your life. Da-dum dum 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 dum. 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 They're out to get you. There's demons closing in from every side. They will possess you unless you change that number on your dial. Now is the time for you and I to huddle close together. Yeah. All through the night, I'll save you from the terror on the screen. I'll make you see that this is Thriller, Thriller night. And I can thrill you more than any ghoul would ever dare try. Thriller, Thriller night. You're fighting for your life inside a killer, thriller, diller, chiller tonight. Oh, tonight, tonight.